Hey everyone. So we're live. We're doing something a little different, and so I've been on here before talking to guests, and we're looking forward to bringing that back. But um, you know, because Hey Summit is used by so many different people in so many different types of situations, we thought it might be fun to start talking about all the cool different tools that people use Hey Summit for. So Steven, I don't know if actually you've been on any of the lives that we've done before, but
Haven't actually
hey,
been
Steven,
on the lives. Hello.
who are you?
Thanks for asking. I'm Steven. I'm the growth lead here at Hey Summit. And yeah, my first time joining you live on one of these, and I'm super excited to talk about a couple tools. I think my whole system just refreshed, so I missed your intro.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure what you
I
mentioned
stretched
there.
it a bit.
You stretched it a bit. Oh, good. You had some good filler. Good filler. Yeah, but super excited to start talking about some of the tools that we at Hey Summit love to test and try out. And a lot of them can be related to using Hey Summit in the platform. And a lot of them are just cool tools that we think are really awesome or fun to try out. And we want to start sharing them with everyone out there.
If anybody is watching, that we're in a minute and a half in, so we'll probably repeat this. If you do have any questions about the tools that we're showing, start commenting, and we can answer your questions live. And I think we're going to try and do this every Wednesday, just a really relaxed live session. So maybe you're out there thinking, I just like trying out different little fun things. Maybe you're out there bored that you're still working and it's after 5 in the UK, or maybe you're on your lunch break if you're in the States and you're looking for a bit of awkward entertainment to keep you sane. Whatever reasons why, hopefully you'll find this entertaining and informative. So
Yeah.
I guess we should start with the
Yeah.
chapter that we were focusing on today.
Yeah. Let's explain first your the one that you're in currently, since we all are seeing the lovely.
The skyline in a way. So like, yeah, Steven's. It's a really nice image that it's stuck on you with.
And
To your,
being another really cool way to kind of do visual presentation in terms of video presenting, kind of like if you're joining an online webinar or meeting through something like Zoom or a big marker, where you have kind of like that video connection, that video input, but a cooler way of kind of presenting that and having backgrounds and different presentation tools. So I believe, Rob, you've actually connected to our live stream here through.
Oh, are you saying you can't see me?
Not currently. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo situation at the moment.
All right. Well, hang on. Can you see me? Can you see me now?
I've now found you.
You found me?
I found you.
What?
Why don't you come a little larger? A little larger.
There we go. Look at that. Now you can see me.
Yeah. So that's actually really your background's pretty good for being the cutout, but it's a cool tool in terms of you literally can move yourself anywhere on the screen around. And so I see this, like, I think has like an awesome couple demos that they show of different people using this. But I see this as an awesome example of just like another cool way to give a presentation and kind of display data to people without it being that normal kind of my current setup, right? I'm just a talking head. This provides kind of like a fun, cool, different way of kind of switching things up.
Yeah, I mean, I was just playing around with this, but you can see a lot of the tools that are in are not like super complex from a technical perspective, but they are packaged in such a nice and easy to use app, which is great. You do need to have a Mac in order to use it.
Currently,
but I'll show you a couple things. So like right now I have a mask on, a silhouette on. For example, I can colorize myself. So that's pretty cool. Um, let's see. Let me play around with this. We can do a silhouette or a round circle, and it actually moves with me, which is pretty cool. So if you are like me and you love moving around all the time and like talking from different areas, but you're also presenting something, then obviously that's helpful. You can always like hide yourself if you're showing something on the screen, and this could be like a presentation. It could just be a background. It could be whatever you want. I'm gonna turn that off. You can also like anchor yourself to different parts. Let's see, what else can you do? You can opacity. Like I could be like, I don't want to live anymore. Boom, done. You can customize a whole bunch of stuff, and then you can present things in different ways. Let me try and figure out how to.
Yeah, some new features that they came out. So Rob and I were both on the beta list for this, and we finally got in like the first beta group, and they've now moved to the second beta group. So you can go to
Is it .app or something like that? We're navigating around Steven's buffery type of experience.
And now they're on the beta 2. And the cool thing about this is you can actually do co-pilot presentations now.
Yeah.
So you can have more than one person on a stream.
Have you tried that yet?
Have not tried that yet. I haven't tried it with the co-pilot. And then they also have added interactive recordings, so you can actually make a recording and then have different little aspects that the user can control. So if you're going through a presentation or kind of you have a recording, it can actually go through and click through the different aspects of it, which is nice.
So you can see here, like I added an image there. And so you can see like that could be a slide. It could be a screen share. I think actually here, what I'll try, I'm going to try doing a screen share. We'll do it live. And see how this goes. Just so that you can see like the flexibility that you can get out of it. Does this work?
Yeah, while you're setting that up, was kind of a cool thing that we saw that came out of the pandemic. So the creators kind of were, everyone's moved to video chat, and it's kind of been the same experience, and they're kind of looking for like a fun way to collaborate and do things that's a little different, a little more entertaining. And so that's how this kind of platform was launched, which I think is a really cool thing to have come out of the pandemic, like tools like this.
So I have a window that I've loaded up, so you can see that I'm like talking about, in this case, this is a summit that we ran recently, but we can make this, I can get out of the way, and I can just be over there. You can do it in a whole bunch of different ways. Let me see, what else can I do? I know can get it full, okay, off, default, full. So then we can talk about whatever it is that we want to talk about. It also plugs into Zoom. I don't know if you were saying that while I was in.
Yeah, so you can actually plug it into most things. So we're using StreamYard to stream live here, so it plugs in as a video source there. It'll plug into Zoom. I believe I've also tried it on Big Marker and some of those other tools. So pretty much anywhere where there's video inputs, I'm sure that they're either have already made it so it's available, or that they're working on making it available as an interface.
Okay, Steven, I have just sent you a co-pilot.
Oh, fantastic!
We're going to
try this out.
We have not done this before.
No. So let's get in here. I'm probably going to have to. I might show up on your screen as well, I'm assuming. So I might need to mute myself on here.
Okay. So I've gotten a notification saying that Steven has accepted my invitation to co-pilot. Let's see this. Let's see how this goes. What happens? Are you in there? Oh, do I have to select? I don't think we're doing it wrong. Well, while Steven's trying to figure out the buttons to press, he'll probably pop in at some weird point.
I'm working on it now.
You're working on it. The kinds of the impact for a lot of these types of things sometimes is lost on some folks, especially if you're thinking like, I just want something to work. I want something simple. I want to run Zoom sessions and that's it. And while there's all these like little tricks, and I can make myself blue and all that, make myself small, while that might seem like a novelty, as you're probably aware, you've like been on a whole bunch of live sessions or virtual events before. And the quality is kind of dependent, and a lot of times what we see, especially with event organizers that are running events, they are looking for ways to differentiate them. And individual presenters, they're just looking for ways of making themselves a little bit different. And it's not actually something that you should just ignore and think that it's all kind of huffy and puffy. We as humans love novel experiences. We love to see things that we're not used to seeing. And as long as it's not getting in the way of delivering the content that you're wanting to deliver, absolutely, people should be trying out things like this and looking at different experiences, whether that's within something like Zoom and trying to innovate on that a little bit, or using other tools. So like this is an example of a tool that you can use along with something like Zoom or whatever webinar platform you're looking to use. But in the same way, maybe you want to try just running a Zoom session slightly differently, engaging with your audience slightly differently. All this stuff really, really helps. So Stephen, I
clicked on your link, but I don't seem to be able to. Can you pull me in at all?
Oh, can I pull you in? Let's see. All right, I'm going to turn it. Stephen Hasher is connected to your Copilot. All right, presenter. No. Rooms. No. Camera. Do we need to do anything else? Oh, you can change things. So you're making decisions here.
Oh, okay. So default. Did that do anything? Off? Full?
Let's try this. Hide me. Okay, can you go in and say show me in presenter?
I have hide me and show me as well.
And when you press show me?
Yeah, I just did that.
And you don't.
Yep. Exist. This might be a doing it live, a little bit of a fail.
Well, all right, we're gonna figure it out. But if you can crack it, then there are two of us on the screen, and we could be presenting the same thing as if we were sitting next to each other, which is pretty cool. If you're watching this and do you have any questions? Like what about Mmhmm? Have you heard about it? Have you used it, or are you on the beta? Are you, unfortunate because you have to deal with a Windows machine, so you can't try it out? What's your experience with things like this? Have you used other things? Like a lot of people will say that Mmhmm is just a simplified version of OBS, which is a very popular free platform out there for managing live streams and all sorts of different things. And yeah, absolutely, you could argue that, but it makes things a lot easier and allows you to do a lot more cool little tricks without needing to learn a whole new system. Aside from the fact that we're failing to do one part of this.
Yeah, I think I need to maybe even update my Mmhmm app. I don't know if I have the right version. Either way, fun tool to play around with. Sadly, though, I was not able to join your room.
I quite like. So one of the things I've been doing is we pick a cool, like the bookshelf, for example, and then we'll start a meeting, and I'll just put myself on the bookshelf and say hello that way.
You do love doing that.
Hey.
We have Maryl's Arnold, Marley's Arnold, says that she they've heard about it, but the Mac is too old to use it. But they're on the alert for iOS access. So I would be curious when you do get access, how you like it, if you find something cool and useful for it. Rob and I mainly do what he's done right now, and we really just play around with it. But I think it would be
So while he comes back from his buffer break, so I'm the exact same way. Like my Mac was too old to properly use it. I was lucky enough to have gotten a new machine recently, and so I've been playing around with it quite a bit. I have to say, like, I haven't seen in the same way. Like, I haven't seen anyone use it in an actual event yet.
Yeah.
But I have seen people that have done things that I have seen demoed using it quite a bit. So, like, one of the things that I've seen. Actually, I was in a chat earlier today with this. Is the person was let me try and show how this is. Let's say it was like a single color, right? So they were on a white background, and what they did is that they had a PowerPoint presentation with a transparent background, or I think it might have been even a white background, and they were showing that presentation in like this. So they were showing it like that. However, it was all on the left hand or on the right left hand side, all on one side. So they started the conversation, just normally, so like this. But then suddenly, when they started their presentation, the first slide just came on, and because of the negative space, it just looked like it was floating on their wall. I'm not describing it very well, but that kind of stuff you could do using really, really easily, especially if your lighting situation and your background is relatively even. So like right now I'm using the silhouette function, and you can see that the software is trying its hardest to figure out how to work and how to keep up with me. If you had like a green screen, there's a whole green screen function to this too. You can actually select in your screen physical or virtual. So if you actually have a green screen, you can set the threshold. You can do all sorts of stuff there, which is pretty cool. Oh, I can zoom too.
Nice blank wall, or if you even had like half a wall blank, it would cut you out really easily.
Exactly. Cool. So let me see. Can I just say no? Oh, well, I don't know where I am now. Anyway, our all right. So yeah. So we've seen a lot of demos of it. I'm just not a fan of the jagged green screen silhouettes, which was more clear. I do love the slides behind you. Yeah, absolutely. But I think if you just have to bear in mind the reason why this is jagged is because my background. Let me see if I can turn it off right now. My background is. How do I just? I don't know if you can see this. Like my background is not a clear background. It's like a very complex one. There's a bunch of books there. It's not like a single color. So the software is having to work extra hard trying to just cut me out when it's doing that silhouette work there. If you had like a solid color, this would look a lot cleaner. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. Shall we try showing something else?
Yeah, let's move over to the other thing we wanted to show today, which is, I think this one for me is like a really cool, I guess it is virtual reality in a way. Probably not like full VR as you would maybe think of VR, but from an audio perspective, definitely a really awesome tool, and that is High Fidelity.
Yeah. So has anyone heard of High Fidelity? Are people familiar with it?
We have put ourselves into a high fidelity room to kind of demo it.
Are you going to screen share, or you want me to?
I can screen share if you give me one second.
Cool. So High Fidelity is another one of these tools that came out at least a few, like about a month and a half ago. It started gaining traction. I think it was put on Product Hunt or something like that. And if you describe it, it sounds pretty simple, but you are a two-dimensional thing, circle, in a flat little map, so you can see, and you can move around this map. You can see that like Steven's moving around, and then I'm the other the R. Yep. So Rob is there, and you see that there's this like funnel looking thing, like a radar. So we've muted it right now, but it's audio only, so there's no video involved in High Fidelity. Yeah, but if Steven wasn't, if we weren't talking through StreamYard right now, and Steven was talking to me, I would be hearing him out of my my right speaker, as if he was behind me.
Yeah, kind of like the binaural sound. Yeah. And the farther that Rob would move away from me, walking away, the less I can hear him. So with two people, it's not, the effect is it's there. It's not as intense as when we've had recently. We had almost our entire team in a high fidelity room for a virtual on-site / off-site that we held. And with that many people inside of the map, it was really cool to like break out into little groups and like walk over. And if Rob went over towards the couches and I went over towards the plants or something like that, and have our own little conversations off to the side, and people could walk up and join your conversation or leave it. But all the sound around you, almost like you are in a physical space, like in a park or something like that, which we all haven't been doing very often these past couple months. So it's kind of a cool effect that it has.
Why don't we try it, since you're on headphones right now, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you mute yourself on StreamYard, and then you walk around me, and then talk, and then maybe my speakers might pick it up. Let's give it a go.
Okay. So this is me walking closer to you. I'm very loud now. And then as I slowly walk away, I get softer and softer and softer, and it's harder to hear me. Well, I've turned back to you now. And as I slowly turn away, it gets less and less loud, and it sounds like I'm farther, or that I'm talking away from you.
So you probably can't tell from just by listening on it, but High Fidelity, you might be looking at this and thinking like, what the heck could I possibly use this for? And why does everybody care about it? I think that it's a really different type of experience than the normal group, Brady Bunch style of a massive Zoom session. One. Two, the fact that you can move around and the fact that you can hear people, especially when you do have headphones on, it's actually a really cool experience to get into. The third element is, especially if you have a lot of people and you want to have multiple conversations going on at the same time, it's really, really good for that, because you then hear these like mumbles of conversations that are happening around you without actually understanding what they're saying. It honestly kind of feels like you're in a coffee shop or you're in a space. And the fact that I don't think it would work if the binaural audio wasn't so cool, which is exactly the point. Like that's what.
Yeah, I don't think it would work either if you didn't have that effect of being able to kind of walk around and have people come in and out of your headphones in your conversation, I think it would be just mayhem, right? It wouldn't work out. I see a ton of applications for this in terms of social aspects to events, social aspects of just like interacting online in a way that is almost less intimidating than video. Like I've been on other, you're on other experiences, you're doing like a networking thing or something like that, and you get matched up with someone on video, and it's kind of, it's more personal that way, which is sometimes a good thing. But I think with the audio, you can just walk up to a group, and you're just kind of like, oh, what are these people talking about? So I think that kind of social aspect of it is a really cool thing.
So Yan is asking about customizing the map and sharing media assets. So one thing, Yan, to say is that I know that this is like a really, really early version, and so like the like it's not that it's half baked or anything. It's just like there's not that much you can do on it. However, you can customize the map, but the way that you do it is like you specify the URL of an image, and you add that URL at the you add that image at the end of the URL. So like if you can squint your eyes, you can see, Stephen, there's a URL there, and then at the end of that URL, they have instructions on like add your maps URL to that, and then you can replace the image with that. So like really, really cool. Makes it so that anybody can change it. But there's not like a GUI interface yet. The other thing that it's lacking is like any kind of control. So like we can share the link right now, and everyone can just hop into it and start talking, which is great. But it also means that as a moderator, or you can't like go around and turn actually you can turn people's microphones off, but they can turn your microphones off. So like it's not yet that level of customization and user management, but it's a really awesome way. I'm loading up their site right now, and the way that they're trying to position this makes sense. It's like you have a meetup, you have a crowd, you wanted them to get in and start just talking to each other. You can do that easily, and we don't have it, but like you can put your face on your little avatar, so you can see people's faces. But yeah, hopefully that answers the question. In terms of like what kind of events, anything that where you're talking about like multiple conversations going on at once, or this feeling that you want to have this feeling of a community or a crowd in the room. The other thing that I'll say also, I don't know if you found this, Stephen, but like it's so much less pressure, social pressure, being on a high fidelity call than like being on a long Zoom call, just because it's audio only. You don't have to worry about the way you look. You can be wandering around, you can your hair could be looking a mess. It's like it's a little bit more chilled rather than actually being on stage all the time.
Yeah, it is more chill, and I think for the things that we've used it personally with like our team, it's a great way to break up just like the monotony of being on a video call. Same way that we were talking about being like that different way of just kind of presenting online or being online, like your existence on these like digital platforms. So this definitely I've shared it with friends and asked them to hop on, and some of them have thought it was super cool, some of them didn't, but I think they at least knowing that it's just video, super easy to kind of
not just audio
or just audio, sorry, and not having video. It's just super easy to kind of hop in and not necessarily there's not a huge learning curve, or you don't need a lot of stuff, right? You just need headphones, really.
Marlis is asking about Remo, along the lines of Remo. I mean, we love Remo. We think Remo is very cool.
Yeah.
I think that the difference of like how structured of an event or a session are you planning on running? Are you running something like in a work environment? If we're talking about future of work, if you're the type of place or you work with the type of people who love open calls, where people like to work together, but not necessarily talking all the time, this is great for. because you can be doing all sorts of stuff. You don't need to be worried about how you're looking while you're in there. But someone can like come and ask you a question if they want to. So it's a little bit more subtle. So when you're thinking about that from an event management perspective, similar types of sessions, that would be great for. With Remo, like something like Remo, it's a little bit more structured so that it's like, are you on this table or are you on that table? And once you get into a table, you're then part of that discussion. So if you're looking for more natural conversations, like, oh, I'm going to wander over to this group and listen to what they're talking about and then maybe chime in, then High Fidelity allows you to do that in a much more unobtrusive way. But Remo would probably be much better if you're wanting a bit more structure with like, how people are using it.
Yeah. I equate to this like, when you finish a meeting early or you had a specific goal with some folks for like maybe a 45 to an hour call or something, and then you have that dead time at the end where you just kind of you've left open the video call and you've gone on to start other tasks, but you're still kind of just chatting with them about water cooler stuff and all that. It's kind of like that little experience where here we are sitting on the couches just hanging out, which is fun. That's like a fun, like I do like this. Back to the comment about the map. I do like this map a lot because there's a lot of there's just little fun things like I'll meet you over by I'm going to go to the swimming pool and I'm going to lounge on these towels that they laid out. Like it's just kind of, I like this sort of stuff where it's a virtual reality kind of map, kind of a game sort of, and you're just kind of around exploring. That's fun for me. And
you could get a little creative. So as Marlis is saying, could be for a virtual happy hour, put up a floor plan of an actual venue. You could also do like, some people don't like the fact this is like full on straight on. It's straight on from the top. There's no kind of angle. You can just put a slightly different aspect ratio. Not aspect ratio. That's not right. An angle.
A photo angle.
Graphic. Yeah, and you could make it look a little bit more, I don't know, fresher, in that way. So there are a lot of different options. But yeah, virtual happy hour could be really great. The only thing that it lacks, and what like I wouldn't be using it for, anything that requires a lot of mandated structure. So as long as you're able to get across what it is that you want to do by yourself or through your voice, then it's great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like the happy hour idea. You cannot
play the piano.
You cannot play the piano. Although you probably could trick some people if you sat up here and just played some piano music in the background. Rob, you've done that.
I had Spotify open, got some Ludovico and Audi going, and then
there is a also a record player here for spinning all of your records, which is pretty cool. Very, very music-oriented living room over here. You got the TV as well. Tablet on the table. I actually never looked at all of these details. I'm really curious to see like the stuff that they add going forward. It would be cool. A cool feature of this would be having like if you are in a different room, when you enter one, it would maybe cut off the audio a bit more.
A ding dong or something.
Yeah, or so you could actually like go in and out of rooms. That could be quite cool as well. Cool. I've thoroughly enjoyed playing around in it. I think it's really cool.
I also love that it's so simple, and I really like that as well. Anyway, I hope I'm looking forward to what they do with it. I think the first like major update was that they introduced like cards, playing cards or something.
Oh, right. So that's the I did it a second ago, but you go to here and you hit play cards. Start a new game, and I don't know. I don't really know what to do yet. Yeah. So like I know like this is a card, and then I can like
I can't on mine. I can't see your card game though. Like it's only private to you.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I guess I could play like I could set up like some solitaire or something. But like when I'm really not sure. But it is fun. Just to play and click over cards. I mean, I could literally just kind of do this all day in the background. Honestly, I don't know, Rob. I really don't know how productive I'm going to be the rest of the day after I get off this. Cool. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I guess that's probably a good place to wind up. Hopefully, that was interesting for folks, and that you found both of those tools interesting. If there are other tools that you have heard about, but you can't be asked to try them out yourself, let us know, and we can talk about them and show them how they work. Yan asks, does it already work with Hey Summit? Both of these work with Hey Summit. High Fidelity is literally a link, but yeah, you could have a networking session within Hey Summit and then point it to a High Fidelity room. We've seen that happen, and obviously works with a whole bunch of different different types of tools. So yeah. Hopefully you found that interesting, and maybe you found this whole experiment that we're doing more interesting.
So like Rob said at the beginning, if you've just tuned in later, we're just going to start doing these once a week, and each week we're just going to try and find a couple other tools that we like and have tried out, or other maybe just topics to talk about in terms of virtual platforms or things on the internet in general. And so if you have any things you want us to talk about or things that you find cool that you want us to check out, feel free to pop them into the chat or the comments wherever you're watching this across our social platforms. And we'll definitely check them out and talk about them, because that is what we enjoy doing.
Alrighty. Well, I hope y'all have a good day wherever you are in the world, and you're staying safe, and catch you next time.
Cool. Thanks.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.